Welcome back. Today I wanted to share something with you guys that I haven't shared with you guys before. Maybe you guys have seen how I use different prisms to get different effects, or maybe different types of cameras, different types of situations to get different types of shots. But one thing that you guys haven't seen is how I edit my photos, and that's something I wanted to share with you guys here today. Now, for the longest time, I've always used Lightroom, sometimes Photoshop as well for those more specific edits. But when it comes to actually just editing photos, either like single photos or maybe a batch of photos, I've always used Lightroom from the very beginning. And as you know, there's an uprise of people wanting to shoot analog, shoot film, get that vintage vibe, to get that aesthetic vibe, that cinematic vibe, whatever vibe you're going for. I mean, a lot of it's possible with film. But unfortunately, the cost of film, developing, scanning has just skyrocketed, and it's constantly going up and up and up. There's a plugin for Lightroom that I have been using for the past few years called Dehancer. And recently they've been coming out with some really nice new things that really gets me fired up as a creator, especially a creator that's always on the go. I'm never sitting at the office, I'm never sitting at home by the computer, I'm on the move all the time. One of the things that I really appreciate about Dehancer is not just a small tool to add some filters to your photos for Instagram or anything like that, but there's actually over 30 years of film experience in this technology, not just to give this nice look, but to really recreate what true film is all about. As for me, when it comes to Dehancer, I use it for Lightroom for editing photos, as well as on DaVinci Resolve for editing any kind of video footage, and then also on my phone to pretty much do anything on the go, which is so nice and so convenient. When it comes to editing video with Dehancer, here's a before and after of what it looks like. But I want to show you guys what it's like to edit photos with Dehancer. So let's jump right into this. So here are a few photos from a recent shoot. Shot about 500 and picked out 10 solid ones that I like. So when using Dehancer for me, I like to make some small adjustments. So I'm gonna change the shadows a bit, kind of bring them out a bit. Harden the darks just a bit, kind of like contrast, but not really. And the clarity, like to pump that up a bit. Saturation as well, a little bit of saturation. Then we scroll down to sharpness to 40. So I'm gonna pump it up to 50. Gentle. Yeah, we'll leave it at 50 there. So that's kind of where I want it to be. Then I'll take this same setting, I'll copy it, and then I'll paste it on the next one. It looks pretty good. I think I'll bring down the exposure a bit. Go to the next one, paste, bring up the exposure a tad, pump up the contrast a bit. Next image, copy, paste. More darks, less darks, you could say. Next image. This one I'm actually going to change the temperature a little bit more bluer to kind of bring out that natural white color on the shirt and the hat. Bump up the exposure a bit. I think I'll copy this one. Paste. Good. Paste. Maybe a little bit less on the blues. It's a little bit warmer kind of a tone. And then next one. Paste. Make this one warmer as well a bit. Paste. Could make it a bit warmer. And I think for this one I'll also crop in. Normally I save the cropping for later, but it's a different situation. Reason being, I want to crop in. Paste. Bump up the exposure a bit. Get that information from the highlights. Leave it as is. To go back to the first image, so what we go edit in Dehancer. Hit a copy, and it opens up. So as you see here on the left hand side, these are presets that I have made and played around with. If you go to the very top, you click on profiles. There you have everything that Dehancer provides, and this is version 2.1.0. So maybe it might look different when you're looking at it, but you can kind of skim through them, and there are a lot of options. I think I really love this one, the Agave Color 100. That looks quite nice. We go down, maybe Fuji Relia. That's really nice as well. I would say for my taste, this is a little too grainy in this situation, especially on her cheek, on her skin right here. It's a bit intense, I would say. Down, this is actually quite nice. That's nice. So yeah, so I mean, when it comes to different options for different film looks, there is so many. Ooh, that's nice. You even have the Lomochrome purple, which is really cool. Some of these old school ones as well. So there's definitely a lot of possibilities. You can do push and pull, which is quite nice. So you definitely have a lot of flexibility when it comes to the type of look you're looking for. I kind of want to check out the presets that I have made. So these are ones from previous shoots and that I've kind of liked and have kind of stuck. So literally, there's so much flexibility. There's so much flexibility with this. It's amazing. So here is Kodak Ultra Max, and this one I've used for a more lighter photo, but as you can see, like, so much things are possible here. I'm a bit indecisive because there's so many different edits that really speak to me. Even having this green, I mean, that's just, to me, that looks beautiful. But I think I do like this look a bit. It has that, if you shot Cinestill, you have this halation, which I love this program for. The fact that you can recreate the halation in the images, and you can have full control over it. So shooting film like Cinestill 800T, that stuff is amazing. I shoot with it a lot, but every so often it's like the price is too much. And you can change the tint here, change the temperature. We go for a little bit colder. There's so many different options that you have here, which is so nice. Change the blues more. Oof, that's nice. A little bit magenta, maybe, yeah. Slight magenta. Yeah, that looks good. So here we have the film grain, and it's not just adding a little bit of grain. You can actually change how the image interacts with the grain. And that's not only just for the photo part, but it's also for the video part. It's not just a filter that goes on top with grain, but the actual video and the grain, they work together hand in hand to really create that nice look, which is really nice. With grain, without grain. Choices. I am actually gonna just bump down the size a bit, and I think that's kind of where I want it at. Of course, here we have the halation. So I mean, like, the options of how you want the halation to turn out is just endless. So there you can see where the halation is, which is quite nice. That I like, that's nice. You also have bloom feature, which is currently turned off. Let's turn it on, see what we get. Yeah, it's a little bit softer, a little bit too much bloom, I would say. We bump it down a bit. A little bit more detail though. I think kind of like it. Let's see. Turn it off. Turn it on. Yeah, that can be nice. Let's see. Save the lights. Saturation down. Impact a little bit less. I think that's pretty good. And then vignette, if you're into that. I'm not a big fan. But then again, it depends on the situation. But it's normally something I don't really play around with, the vignette. I usually leave it as is. But that is the photo that we got. So we save it. Before Dehancer, and here's the image after Dehancer. Some might like it as is, like this, but I like that raw look a bit. I'm going to play with one more image, and then afterwards I'll show you guys the before and after of all 10 shots. Now let's check out the phone app for Dehancer. Currently, the mobile version for Dehancer is compatible with iPhone and iPads. For me, I'm using an iPhone 14 Pro currently. So when you open up Dehancer on your phone or iPad, you greet it with the recent images or the recent video that you have. One of the nice things about the Dehancer app is not only you can edit your photos, but you can also edit video. Open that up, and we have immediately the last edit that you made. And then as you scroll through, you have all the different options, and I already see a few that I really, really like. But I think overall, it was something that I saw in the beginning. There we go. Fuji Eterna Vivid 500. I think that is something I love. That's beautiful. That, like, seeing this image takes me back. I grew up in Hawaii since I was 2 years old, so 20 plus years in Hawaii. And yeah, this image with this specific edit, it definitely brings back a lot of memories right now. And even with this, you can customize it even more when you go into edit. So you have exposure, tonal contrast, saturation. You literally have many, many options. Source, different films, different developer, compression, expand, print, color head, film grain, halation, bloom, vignette. Pretty much the same options you have on the desktop version of Dehancer. But honestly, I would like this image as is. This is nice. This is nice. So let's export this image. When it comes to exporting images and video, you have to keep the app open. You cannot close it and then just continue on with your life. You do have to keep it open till it exports. With photos, it's pretty fast. With video, it depends on the quality of the video and the quality of the export that you want, because you do have the possibility to choose what kind of quality you want the export to be. One of the nice things with the video side of the app is that it has some additional tools such as gate weave and film breathe. And the fact that Dehancer is not just an app with filters, there's years of scientific research behind that technology. This app that Dehancer has created is definitely a great tool for anybody. If you guys have any questions or comments for me, feel free to leave them down below. I have more videos coming out, so please subscribe. If you guys want to check out the plugin, use my code for a nice discount. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later.